I'll now talk about personal pronouns and when to use them in Spanish. Remember that our personal pronouns are the following. These are our personal pronouns. Now, something that beginning Spanish students tend to do is to overuse the personal pronouns, and I'll explain that in this video. Let's take a common verb, a very common, regular AR verb. One of the first verbs that you learn when you learn Spanish is hablar. Hablar means to speak. Let's conjugate hablar. Yo hablo, tú hablas. Él, ella, usted habla. Nosotros hablamos. Vosotros habláis. Ustedes hablan. Now, when I'm speaking to someone, I can put in the pronoun if I want. I can put in the pronoun, but sometimes the pronoun is not necessary or it's redundant. So, for example, if I say yo hablo español, it's already understood from the verb ending who the subject is. It has to be yo. It has to be yo because there are no other forms of the verb than it could be. So it's understood to the listener. The listener already knows, because of this ending, that you're talking about yo. It's not the case with these instances where we have more than one choice of personal pronoun, right? Él, ella, usted. If I just say habla, we don't know who the subject is, unless in the conversation it has already been established. If we've been talking about my brother and we're saying L, 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 and or then it might not be necessary to say L. He. In English, we have to say it. In Spanish, we don't have to say it. First of all, we already know who we're talking about. It's already established in our conversation that we're talking about my brother. From that point on, we can just use this in order to, just habla, in order to talk about my brother. Unless the subject changes, unless all of a sudden we start talking about you or my sister, then we have to say the subject again. But if it's established who we're talking about, or there's no ambiguity as to who we're talking about, then you shouldn't have to repeat the subject. So you don't want to say yo hablo, yo bailo, yo como, yo estudio. What happens in that case, if you keep saying yo, it's emphasizing yo. So you're saying I speak, I dance, I eat, which might not be what you're wanting to say, right? You don't want to put the emphasis on yourself, right? So you can simply say hablo, como, bailo. Okay, so that is an idea of when we need to use the pronouns and when we don't need to use them. So in many cases, like with nosotros, you're just going to know it's already from the verb ending. We know it's nosotros. You don't have to say nosotros. If you say nosotros, you're just emphasizing nosotros. You're emphasizing the pronoun we, but that might not be what you want to do. Okay, so that's something to think about when you're writing and speaking Spanish.